Well, hello, and welcome to Live from the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie,
I'm Alicia.
and together we're RoyalWise, computer software training and support specializing in QuickBooks Online, Microsoft Office, and
All things Apple.
all those things.
Yeah, that was some funky grooves. I like that intro.
Funky new intro.
Like
Absolutely.
down while waiting.
We love it. We love it. So we're working our way into spring. Spring is about to sprung. Spring.
It hasn't sprung here yet.
Spring. Well, you know how it goes. But 80 degrees next week, so we'll be good then. We're in Oregon. We got to talk about the weather just a little bit. But anyway, we're going to talk about some Royal Life stuff here in just a little bit. But first, I'm too excited because we have a special guest this week. And so, Alicia, why don't you tell us who's with us, and let's just jump in.
So with us today, we have the Queen of Real Estate, Ms. Geeta Faust. Hey, can you come on up and join us? Yay! Everybody give a round of applause for Geeta.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, we're awesome.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, that's great. And I welcome Jamie and Alicia. Of course, they're welcoming me. And all the listeners and the would-be people we're going to be meeting pretty soon, next week.
Yeah. So next week, Geeta is joining us at royalwise.com, at learn.royalwise.com, and she's going to be teaching a class about vacation rentals and bookkeeping. So if you're an owner of an Airbnb or a VRBO, or you're a bookkeeper who wants to specialize in this part of real estate, this is the class for you. So Geeta, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be talking about?
Wow, it is going to be so much information that make sure you have a notepad and a pencil. If you don't use pen or pencil with this technology, make sure you have your computer, Notion or whatever you use to make notes exactly. Because it's going to be fast-paced, and we're going to talk about Airbnb, VRBO, how to track your money, and a little bit about history and types of vacation rentals, because some of you guys don't know anything about vacation rentals. You've just lived in one, which it would be a great experience for you to relate that to your accounting and bookkeeping. And for some of you who have just stayed in hotels, that's also vacation, short-term rentals, to be honest. And it is interesting what is a short-term rental is covered under the umbrella, right? We only go and stay at hotels and possibly vacation rentals in a mountain or, the water or wherever it may be, on a treetop also, right? Could be rented for short term. So
there are tree houses here in Oregon you can rent. That's there. That is true.
I've yet to stay in one. But you just have to be adventurous and think about where your next vacation is going to be, and take that experience and apply it to your accounting and bookkeeping.
Okay.
So it is not that difficult, but it's very important to know the industry, know the segmentation of the industry, that is vacation, short-term rentals, need to know accounting and bookkeeping. If you don't know, you need to learn from the right person, not just YouTube. Of course, we all know that, right? We still go visit YouTube, right?
Don't point at me.
I was pointing at you.
And of course, we have the chat, GPT. Is that right? Give us answers as well. But there's only so much you can learn. But we're going to cover the types of rentals, short-term rentals, and what is involved with it, right? We're also going to talk about what is an income, what is an expense, what is your assets, and what's your liability. In short, whatever you do in accounting and bookkeeping, you should have your equity, your balance sheet by property. That's where everybody lacks, right? They think, that's not important. But it is very important, because then as investors, they need to know what their equity is for each property. If they get a deal, and it's surprising, one of our clients said, we would just want profit and loss. We don't want to bring in the opening balances, right? So I said, you need to bring in your opening balances. And once we did, he said, wow, I didn't know I had invested so much money. And, I knew what the properties were worth, but with the improvements and the
Mhm.
furniture and everything else that is included in that. So we're going to talk about everything. I'm not going to teach you exactly how to enter information in an accounting software or an Excel sheet, right? Because there's only so much we can cover.
Right.
And then, of course, the high level is taxes,
Mhm.
right? Hospitality, local, county, state taxes also. Just a disclaimer, which we already talked about. I'm not an attorney. I'm not your tax preparer. So please get the right advice, legal advice as to that aspect.
Mhm.
But I can get you to a point to learn, implement, put your workflows together, and we also offer that as a package. So you can do your own bookkeeping, or you offshore it for investors, off source it,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Learn the basics, learn the reporting, and be the CFO of your own company for investors.
Excellent. So this is really kind of like a high-end understanding of all of the elements that are involved in what you need to track and how you need to track it. We're not going to go into as much like this is how you do it in QuickBooks, but for those of you who need that extra little bit of like, what does this look like in my profit and loss report? What does this look like in my balance sheet? You'll be able to work with either Gita or I outside of this class to fill in those little gaps if you need a little bit more of a detailed approach.
You know what I learned from this conversation myself
Exactly.
is there's a lot of terminology anytime you're doing accounting or bookkeeping or all these things, but it sounds like these terms might have a little bit of different connotation in this industry. So now it's like you might know these terms, you might have an idea of what these terms are, but how do you apply them when you're in this niche in this part of the industry? What does it mean in this aspect? So that's really exciting.
Right.
So true. So
Yeah.
true.
And it sounds like there's different considerations if it's you renting out like your spare bedroom versus investing in a property that is that you don't live in, that is specifically for vacation rentals. So there's definite ramifications there as well.
Oh, definitely. And tracking your income and expenses at the same time,
Right.
right, is very crucial. Whether you're renting, you're investing, or renting you have a duplex and you're renting half of it,
Right.
and you're staying in the half, or just a garage. You're turned it into a vacation room and just renting
Exactly.
it for a few days in a year, right?
Yeah. So this class that Gita is going to be teaching is on Tuesday, April 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's 1 hour. It is a CPE credit for one credit hour. If you are a Royal Wise Owls member, of course, your discount coupons all apply. Anybody who attends is going to get lifetime access to the recording, so you can always come back and watch it later on. There's even a class discussions forum. So if you have questions after this 1 hour, you will still get your questions answered. And that's kind of the hallmark of what we do at Royal Wise. Our webinars aren't just show up once or sign up and then forget it. You actually become part of the community and you gain the resources forever.
Can I ask
And that's what I liked. And that's what I liked last time when I gave the session for rentals, residential rentals. We had the community forum, and answered the questions was just perfect because you're still getting answers right on the course that you just took, or the video you attended. So that is a great way to add that and get that confidence, build your confidence if you're a bookkeeper or doing bookkeeping.
Exactly.
Well, I got a question
What's
since
your
I got an expert here, so I want to just kind of clear this up. I asked you before, and I hear it different in the commercial, but is it VRBO or is it Verbo?
VRBO.
You actually spell it out.
Yeah. So, I take the term as vacation rentals bookkeeping for owners. Like your owners.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Right. So then we are, let's see, what VRMA, that's Vacation Rentals Management Accounting.
Verma.
Right. Yeah. So there's an association for VRMA too, but I put an accounting in there and that's for property management, right? But we're only going to cover for landlords and bookkeepers as an investor.
I'm gonna have to watch those commercials again because I swear they refer to themselves as Verbo in the commercial. I don't know.
My pronunciation.
Well, there we go. Well, again, I didn't clarify anything again. Every time I ask this question, I ask this question over and over. Nobody knows. I don't ever get anywhere.
Now you got actually 2 answers.
No, that's
three
good.
Answers
that's
now.
okay. No,
RBO now has 3.
Knowing that it means something, it stands for something. That's gold.
Yeah.
Well, hey, how about other classes? You got any other classes coming up?
Yeah. So,
Gita, do you mind hanging out with us while we kind of talk about some other?
Definitely. I'm going to hang out, be quiet on the back end, but
No, about to join in, ask questions, make jokes.
all right. So, also on the 25th, I'm actually teaching a class on my-cpe.com with Esther Friedberg Karp about nonprofit accounting. She's going to do it in desktop and I'm going to demo it in QuickBooks Online. So if you're a member of my-cpe.com, definitely join us on Tuesday, the 25th. On May 2nd, I'm teaching one of my very favorite classes, my Banking Center class, and I'm totally changing it up this time, where in the past it was 2 hours just on the banking feed, but now I'm going to be including all the other apps in the Banking Center, app transactions, tagging, receipts, and rules. And so, when you're using the banking feed, it is the hallmark of what makes QuickBooks Online such a joy to use. But you got to use it right or your reports are going to be meaningless. So come to that class to learn all my favorite tips and tricks to speed up your data entry. And then I'm going to follow it up 2 weeks later on the 18th, I think, with a class on reconciling. So I'm going to teach you not just how to reconcile your bank accounts, but also how to troubleshoot all of those pesky other little transactions that are hanging out that aren't supposed to be there. This class is for you. So to find out about my classes, head over to learn.royalwise.com or go to royalwise.com and click on the calendar up there for May, and you can find these classes to register. You've got something coming up too.
Me?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I got a couple Apple things happening. I think the first thing I'm going to mention just is that Apple announced the WWDC, the Worldwide Developers Conference for this year, 2023, is coming up June 5th through June 9th or whatever that week is. And so we are expecting on June 5th to have the announcement event of what is new in the Apple world, what's coming new in the Apple world, of course, new iPhones. Maybe the 27-inch iMac Pro is going to be announced. Maybe we've kind of heard rumors. And the other rumor is that Apple might be ready to launch their virtual reality glasses, their virtual reality goggles, which will be a whole new product, a whole new thing, put them directly into competition with Facebook and the OWLS system. So we're excited to see, because Apple, just like when they do something, they seem to do it right. They go all in. So I'm really excited to see how lightweight it is. And what...
that was exactly what I was thinking, is that I love the Oculus, but it's like,
you got to make sure you got strong neck muscles if you're going to Oculus. And then for me, class-wise, tomorrow, April 21st at 1 p.m., I'm doing my Spring Clean Your Mac class. And that's really just helping people understand how old is their machine, how much hard drive space do they have left. We're going to show you how to check for malware. And just a whole bunch of things. And sometimes it's, can we kind of speed it up by configuration, or do we need to buy a new machine? Because sometimes we need to buy a new machine. So we make recommendations on how to do that. I answer all your questions. And then tomorrow at 2:30 Pacific time, I'm going to be doing my Stay Safe Online, all about internet security. And so basically it's a 1 hour where I'm going to go over kind of the pitfalls of what's been happening with these pop-up scams and fake emails and text messages. And I've got some real world examples of things that have happened to me and things that have happened to some of my clients. So we're going to spend some time just making sure that, and I've got like Jamie's 3 rules of staying safe on the internet. And if you learn these rules and follow them, literally 80 to 90% of the threats out there, you will catch them before they trick you. And so we'll be talking about what it is their goal is in trying to trick you or scam you, and how you can navigate that and not fall for it. So both of those are tomorrow. Plenty of space for anybody who wants to come and join in. We'd love to have you. And as Alicia said, lifetime access. We record it publish it on demand, and you'll have access to it as long as you like.
All right. Awesome. Sounds great.
Yay!
Yeah, the Spring Clean Your Mac class is a really great class because, you know, if you're one of those like cluttered people and you're seems like your computer's beginning to slow down, it's such a treat to be able, just the same way we dust all the cobwebs off of out of the corners of our ceilings, we dust the cobwebs out of your hard drive too.
And I'm going to go ahead and shh, don't tell anybody. This is just between you and me. Okay. Don't tell everybody else. I'm going to have a special offer next week, which is my half price, half hour spring clean sessions. So that if you come to the class, you can learn how to do it for yourself. But if you don't want to learn how to do it yourself, I'm still for hire. It's a screen share session. It's a half price, half hour. So it's a great deal. And I will literally hold your hand and step you through the spring clean process to make sure you know what's up. And that's a great time if you're shopping for a new machine, because we can actually go to the Apple website and see, well, what's the difference between an M1-2 processor and all the different things that they offer now.
Awesome. That's a really great deal to be able to have somebody actually walk you through.
Expert, half price,
yeah.
half hour.
Yeah.
But shh, not until we announce it. Okay.
That is tempting. Very tempting.
Oh, tell all your friends.
Tell all your friends. Don't tell, not
Yeah.
to tell anybody. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we are.
Did we do
good
it,
for
Gita?
today.
Did we do it? Do you got anything you want to throw in here before we sign
No,
off?
it's very tempting. I would like to send a couple emails to my clients. So send me that information on half price, half an hour.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that somebody will definitely jump on it.
Good.
All right,
And it is
excellent.
an Apple. I'm an Apple guy. A lot of people they hear that and they're like, "Can you do my
Right.
Windows machine?" I'm like, I
No.
don't know anything about that.
I
We
can
don't
use
wash the windows. We break the windows.
Okay, well, with that, thank you for spending this time with us live at the Owl's Nest. Of course, we want to thank our special guest, Gita, and excited for your class coming up and all the rest of it.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Very good. Well, Will,
Thank you. Enjoy.
All right. See you in class.
see you in class, everybody.
Bye. See ya.